was the weekend, man. You had a big game Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, my men's
Big
league
game.
hoops team. I think people are a little tired of hearing about my men's
No,
league hoops
come
team.
on. The Golden Bears are one of the fan faves in San Antonio. There's
Yeah.
the Spurs, but then
There's the Spurs, and then there's
the
us.
Missions, and then you guys passed up the Missions.
We were right. We're
recently.
just above Incarnate Word in the pecking order. Yeah, I think so.
Sunday was it playoff action?
No, regular
okay.
season. I'm on a men's league hoops team on the west side. Me and a couple. There's like 8 of us. There's 4 kind of TV guys from around town, and then there's the other guys on the rest of the team are just kind of your standard civilians. But yeah, it's me. We've got a couple dudes from the other 3 guys are from KSAT. The competition. But on Sundays we're all on the same
Nobody
team.
knows that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's no big deal.
nobody's right.
I would be playing if I could.
Yeah.
And we just missed each other on that part, bro. Because I'm old enough to be his dad. I wish I could. Which is
crazy.
I still get on my bike and I walk. I still work out. I stretch. But I'm going to try to play a little basketball. So
Yeah, just get
my
out there, shoot around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just kind of warm into it. I had to stop because of my Achilles.
Yeah.
Tendonitis.
The highlight of my weekend for me this weekend was I put up the tree.
Hey, there it is.
The tree is up at the
It's
at the
beginning
chateau.
to look a lot like
It is,
Christmas
at my place.
Chateau Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice.
And I also loaded my dishwasher too, which is something that doesn't happen often.
It's a big weekend.
It's a big weekend for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Vacuumed as well. Dude, I had such a boring weekend. It was the most productive weekend I've had in months.
You know who doesn't have boring weekends?
You.
Me. And my man.
Yes.
Our reigning threes guest today, Tommy T-Bone Bounds.
And the host.
Come on, bro.
Look at there.
Great. Look at that.
That's a good picture of me.
I love that shot of you.
But, I look like I'm a professional wrestler now. It makes me look a little thicker.
Let me just say, like, T-Bone, you and I have never really spent much time together, but I've been to an event where you and Bill are like Abbott and Costello at these charity events all over town.
But I'm just on the coattails of this guy right here.
Whatever.
I mean,
It's
I am
me on
just.
yours, bro.
I'm like, come on, Bill, come on. And then of course, Bill always has to step up and brings in the fancy jackets and all that.
Gotta go. The MC's got to go a little bit more, and then you come in. You always look sharp, and I love the crew you bring in. T-Bone's an auctioneer, by the way. And always raising money for incredible San Antonio causes, man.
Been doing that for, 20-something years. Probably do about 15 to 20.
How did you even decide? Like, I want to be an auctioneer.
I was doing it without being trained. I was at my daughter was at School of Mission Springs, Buckner Fanning, and they asked me to do it. I said, hey, I got a pretty good talent because, I was always in trouble, like with my parents. T-Bone, get over here. I don't know over here. I'm coming back. And so I realized, I said, I got a pretty good talent. So, you go to auction school. And it's in Louisville, Texas, and it's a couple of weeks course, and you learn count, gibber, and cadence.
Count, gibber, cadence.
Yeah, and that's how. And then you get your own your type of gibber. Everybody has a different gibber, and so that's how I learned, and never did go through and get the license and all that because I'd never take a dime for what I do. Of every event that I've been doing for the last 20-something years is free. I do ask if they want to make a donation back to my nonprofit. If you don't, that's fine. But, I just raised you a bunch of money. Help a brother out.
Help a brother out. That's all I'm saying.
But I want to say this. I'm nobody without Bill Taylor.
Come on, bro.
Because Bill, I want to tell you what.
Who leads off and who comes in
Bill,
second?
Bill.
I don't auctioneer like you do, man.
No.
I could do partly cloudy, partly. My gibber would be mostly cloudy, partly cloudy, mostly sunny. 30.
Hot. I do a little hot air once in a while.
Do a little hot air.
Hot. Bill is one of those guys that, when I met him 20-something years ago, it was 2 peas in a pod. Mm-hmm. And I mean, everybody that's met us that have seen us work together go, did y'all rehearse that? No, I got the favorite story. During COVID.
This is over 20 years ago.
Oh, no, this was during COVID.
This is during COVID. Yeah.
So we were doing it for when we did it on TV.
Oh, the Kinetic Kids.
Kinetic Kids.
Mm-hmm.
So
we've had Tracy Fontenot.
Yeah, Tracy and them.
Pod, yeah.
So we decided they script the whole thing out, and they said, okay, and there it is on the teleprompter. We're going to go and we're going to Follow the time.
And we're at this beautiful house, by the way.
Oh,
Remember that place?
Yeah, it was
at an
nice.
indoor gymnasium, hard floor basketball
I mean,
court.
I already know where this is going, but you can't
So
put
nice.
I'm talking. You can't put a script on. It's like putting a saddle
That's
on a Mustang.
exactly what
you can't do
happened.
that. A script is essentially handcuffs.
We sit there. We started reading the script, and Bill's off up, and I'm going, well, hell, I don't see it in there. I don't see it. So I started talking, and next thing we knew, we just off of each other. And the girls were dying. They were dying laughing. They go, oh, my God, why did we even write anything? You two guys, knuckleheads, put it together, and it was a very successful event, but it was a perfect deal.
You know as well as I do, it's the agencies that do so well at putting it together that it puts us at ease and we can just be ourselves.
No, that's true.
You know, when they're handing you notes on cocktail napkins and saying, can you mention this? Can you mention that? Don't forget this name. That's when I'm all off my game. I can't do it.
Yeah. And it's just sad that, we'll do some of these that people just don't put the effort into it. They, and I can tell and Bill can tell when you've been doing it for as long as we have, you can tell who has more passion into it and who wants to make it successful. A lot of people may say, well, we're just going to do this little piece right here. If we make money, we do make. If we don't, but that's not what it's all about. You want to educate the people about your mission statement, what you're doing. And with your donations, and I tell people all the time when I'm doing the auction is that if you're already here giving value to the nonprofit because you bought a table or you did something.
Right.
When I sell you something, you're getting added value. So you're still making a donation to that nonprofit, but you're at the same time, you're getting something in return.
Right.
So don't ever look at something that I'm auctioning off as a deal. The deal is from the heart and what you're doing for that nonprofit that we're working with.
We have so many giving, like these big trips and all these high value items. And they're donated.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting those for free to the agency. And so that's why everything that's auctioned, every dollar that somebody's buying that with goes right to the mission of that agency.
And I tell people all the time, I said, there are auction houses out there that you can buy the packages and then resell. But by the time, let's say you get a trip to Montana, there's a cost of $5,000. Well, then you have to sell it at least start at $6,000. Well, that's $5,000 that somebody else could have used on something that you didn't buy, that you didn't have to purchase to resell. Mm-hmm. And so I tell people all the time, if you're going to do an event, get it free. I mean, I know we even do it for Hope It's Harder. We'll have a package in there, something to change it up, but we make sure that it doesn't cost us an arm and a leg. And I've done some events where they don't put any effort into it.
And T-Bone, so is your main kind of trade, would you say, is auctioneer?
My real job?
Yeah.
No, I have a real job.
No, I'd say auctioneering is a real job.
It is.
He has a 9 to 5 too.
I've never worked 9 to 5, but no.
Yeah.
I brought the microprocessors, the SIM cards, to the U.S. market in '97.
Wow, how about that?
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is cool.
And I still sell SIMs, millions a month.
Yeah.
To networks. Network providers.
Is that kind of what it was in everybody's cell phone?
That's like what everybody said, except for the new iPhones. Your iPhones are eSIMs. Your Samsungs, your Androids are hard SIMs.
So you brought SIM cards to the United States.
Sold the very first SIM in the U.S. market.
Gosh.
I was with at the time we did a launch in Washington D.C. It was Larry King was the MC and
cool.
Jimmy Buffett was singing.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
and my favorite story on that, I was talking to my buddy. I've met some pretty cool people. I've met some presidents, just by walking and passing and introducing myself. And I said, man, I've never met Larry King. And my buddy Mike Haynes says, you won't meet him. So it had a break time. It was in an old theater, it had the balcony and the lobby. And so he said, hey, everybody go get you a margarita. Jimmy Buffett's going to be singing. So we walked into the lobby, packed. So I got up on the steps going toward the balcony. I could see out what's going on. Here comes Larry King. Larry. He goes, God. I said, I need an escort. I go, okay. I don't know what that meant. So I walked down to shake his hand, and he won't let go. He said, I need to escort out. I go, let's go. And so I'm walking him out, and I yell at my buddy, Mike. He goes, no freaking way, T-Bone. So I walked Larry King out and said, hey, appreciate the walk up.
I didn't know you
I said,
did.
yeah. I said, introduced myself. I'm Tom Bounds with the company I was representing. He says, "You're not security?" No, sir, I'm not security.
No,
He
I
looks
could totally see it
he
though,
looks
man.
like-
And then you tell me your name is T-Bone. I'm like, dude, let's go.
I had no idea you were doing escort work.
Oh, yeah.
That's new to me, too.
Well, you know what?
You gotta
Times
do
are
what you
tough,
gotta
but you
do.
got to do.
Yeah.
You know.
And so and obviously this should have been the first question, but T-Bone, give me the origins. Where did the name T-Bone come from?
Oh it's Tom Bounds. My dad gave it to me when I was little.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah,
It came from
and
that.
it came from my dad.
That's
In
cool.
fact, today is my dad. He, of course, heavenly birthday. Today he would have been 99.
No way.
Wow.
99
Happy
years
birthday
old.
to
was
Mr.
meant to be.
Bounds.
Happy
And
birthday,
I will tell
Mr.
you
Bounds.
what.
What was his name?
John Bounds, JB.
JB. That was
And
my
And
father.
I know that I could tell you he was a servant at heart, big educator. He said, I did not know this till after he passed away, but he had put several people through college to give them education. So I think that's where I get my, the things that I do.
The servant heart. Man.
But I got the T-bone. We were, I was in football in college, and my dad took a bunch of his guys to go eat at a local hamburger joint. And everybody goes, hamburger, hamburger, hamburger. My dad goes, what you going to get, T-bone? They wrote down T-bone. And then a few minutes later, burger, 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 T-bone.
T-bone.
And then my dad goes, God damn it. And he caught himself. So that was stuck.
And this was Sinton, Texas.
I
right?
grew up in Sinton, Texas.
You're a Sinton guy. I
Hey,
said
Hey,
the Pirates.
hey, Sinton Pirates, they're in the state semifinals.
They're
Let's
still
go.
kicking.
Yes, sir. They got
Okay.
one more to state championship. They beat Cuero, the Gobblers.
They
They
beat
did.
the Gobblers.
Beat the Gobblers.
They're usually a baseball powerhouse.
Oh, they did great baseball. We've had some pros come out of there.
Yo, for sure. Yeah.
But their football team, we went and saw them the other day at Hero Stadium. And
Nice.
They got beat by Cuero in the season, very last play, lost like 3 points. They beat Cuero this time, very last play.
Yeah, that's
Very last play of the game.
That's Texas
They
football.
they ran it all the way down. It was it. And he says, please make the 3-pointer. And they did. And they went on and played. Now they're going to be at Katy next Friday. They're,
boy.
they're
Here
playing
we go.
West Orange Stark or somebody like that.
4AD2 and
It is.
4AD1.
Look at there,
we got-
buddy. You know
this is his stuff.
Oh,
This
he
is
knows
his
his
stuff.
stuff. That is-
Well, listen, that's why I'm here. Honestly, I know too much. I'm like an FBI guy. I know too much information about it. We got Lavernia and 4AD1. That's
The
it.
LV, man. We're about it.
Eggleston's going to Waco to go shoot the game. We're gonna have highlights. I haven't gotten a text about the.
about the pep rally.
Nobody's hit me up about a pep rally
on,
yet.
Lavernia.
Maybe we got to win in the semis.
We want to be there for that.
well,
All right,
that's
so
it. Yeah.
you get to San Antonio
Yeah.
and married, and I want you to tell us about the origin of
How I got
what
here.
first was teed off of cancer.
Oh.
Teed off of
Well,
cancer.
as Bill knows, we started that. My wife developed ovarian cancer. We were living in Houston at the time, and of course, you have NB Anderson there. But the problem is that I was doing international sales, and because of this new technology that
SIM
we
card.
brought to the U.S. market, so we decided that we would move to San Antonio because of the support staff. Her mother lived here, grandmother, grandfather. And it just made sense because I was going to Europe and I was traveling, 2 weeks at a time. So we came here and we moved here, and then brought. At the time, my daughter was 3 years of age, and I don't know. I had a restaurant called Louis Ledoux as an investor, and it was my 40th birthday. I decided that I would have a golf tournament. For me, it was about me.
was
It
your
was about
golf
it was
tournament.
about me.
I'm 40, and
Yeah,
I'm
it's
40.
about me,
Here's
and
to having a tournament.
we had the party, and next thing I know, we had $200 in beer money, and Jana was bald headed at the time, my wife, and I told the guys, hey, why don't we give this money to, American Cancer Society, and of course my buddies all wanted to make sure I wrote the check because they didn't want to think I was taking the $200 of beer money, so I wrote the check, and then next year we had some vendors from the restaurant donate. 600, 700. Next year, get a little bigger. And then...
And are more people playing in the tournament?
oh,
or is
yeah.
it just
yeah,
the same crew?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
no. It went from 12 to 30, 40. And I don't remember... Probably the second time Janice Cancer came back. I remembered I told the Lord, I said, I can't do it without you. And after that, everything was about others, not me. Yeah, that was the turning point. That made a difference in teat-off cancer because everything that we have done goes directly to make an impact on these families that we deal with.
Because you shifted. I mean, it was like all of a sudden it became about families.
Yeah.
And that happened on a dime. I mean,
It did, yeah.
All of a sudden, children and
Yeah.
families with the toughest battle in their lives.
Yeah. Just that's what happened. I started buying stuffed animals and taking them to Children's Hospital, Christus Children's, and then we started raising more money, and I started buying computers and TVs, and they were very appreciative. But the administration goes, "Well, T-Bone, we appreciate the gifts you're giving us, but we've got to have some accountability." I said, "What are you talking about? The guy down the street, back of the truck, says these are legit stuff." And he goes, "No, you got to become a 501c." So we became a 501c. This is our 27th or 28th year. We started with a couple of $100, and the last 5 years we have grossed in a weekend we gross over 7 figures.
And it's for cancer research?
No research.
Okay.
No.
Everything that we do, one thing is that we do is we provide them a hope bag.
Okay.
And a hope bag inside it is toiletries, sundries, parking permits, gas cards, everything that you need in that crisis moment.
Right.
We have. Yeah. Hey, look at there. There's
I mean,
some of
see, this is what he does more than anything is he loves these kids like his own. I mean, these are your babies, bro.
Yeah. Dude, I'm at the hospital all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm always thinking of ways. So the little one on the left-hand side, Mr. Santa. Mr. Santa came up. His mom called me the other day and said, T-Bone, well, he wants to talk to you. He wants to start a foundation. I said, okay. So I drove up. He was having clinic. I said, all right, buddy, let's talk about what you want to do. Socks. I said, okay, I want to make socks for the kids. All right, now you have to come up with a design. If you get the design, I can get them made.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to work together on the marketing program to sell them. He goes, okay. So I'm waiting on my call back right now.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting on the call back. So
this is where, when from teed off at cancer, you're doing hope bags, helping others persevere every day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because upon diagnosis, life changes. And that family goes to the hospital, they admit that child immediately, and everything's turned upside down. So you step in to get them going and make sure that the essentials are taken care of.
And Bill, what we think is so small is so large. And you know this story where we had a lady, she had a daughter who had neoplastoma, brain cancer, and we flew her in from El Paso. She immediately left her husband and her boys, and her and the daughter flew to San Antonio. We admitted them into Christus. She slept with her same clothes for 3 days. Now, she had my hope bag, and they told me the story, and then I met her. She goes, I finally opened the bag, and when I opened it, I saw the money. I saw the Valero, the HEB, everything. I saw a bottle of Bravo detergent soap. I went down and washed my clothes that I was wearing.
Wow.
For what I thought was just a commodity, something that we could put in there, was so huge for her. She could have probably got soap somewhere, but for her to see it and to leave her daughter for 30 minutes and come back with fresh clothes. So ever since then, we put laundry detergent in there.
And is it specifically with Christus Hospital?
No,
Okay.
I take care of a bunch of people.
Yeah.
We take care of University Hospital. We just built the new Child Life Center in the new hospital. We gave them $1 million, and to not for naming rights, but for the ingredients, the guts of it, the programs, the stuff inside it is what we did. And we take care of Methodists as well. My last major accomplishment, with Krista's was at, and Ronald McDonald House.
You say Ronald McDonald House
We
is big.
we
This
built
is big.
7 apartments and a living room on the bone marrow transplant floor at Krista's. So the family, they're staying there now, could stay on the same floor with their child as they're being treated.
That's so huge, man.
Yeah, it's big stuff.
How cool is it for you? Obviously, because you're making relationships probably with a lot of families over time,
yeah.
and how cool is it for you when a family, comes back to you, down the line after
I cry.
I
cry. There's nothing you can do about it. I'll see someone that I haven't seen in years and see that they're doing well. Oh, Reed Smith was
Yeah,
one.
Reed
My little
Smith.
buddy
I remember
had a little
him.
buddy
Yeah.
since I met him at age 2. He is now 17. And when he was 3 or 4, every birthday he had, his toys went to me. And him and I went to the hospitals and donated his birthday toys. And he's graduating from high school this year.
God has given you such a heart that you cry with Reed and that family. And then the other side of that coin, when you lose some of these boys and girls that you really love. And I always think of Damon, bro.
No.
Damon was your boy.
I had a young man I had met when he was 8 years old. I was at the hospital. His mom says, "I know you." I said, "Yeah." Says, "You're T-Bone?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And said, "I was at your event for Teed Off at Cancer at the time." And I said, "Well, great, thank you." She goes, "I'm now a recipient of your bag." I went, "Okay." I said, "There was Damon, 8 years old." And I went, "Son of a gun." And he had cancer. And Damon became my right-hand man for, I don't know, Damon died, he was going to be 14. And he lost his arm, did not stop him. I mean, we'd go to Camp Discovery. They have a rock climbing. This is where all the kids go. We support Camp Discovery. We send 100 kids a year free to go to camp. And he's hee-hawing about climbing the rock wall. I said, "Get your butt up there and start climbing."
Yeah.
Made him climb. Made him go all the way to the top.
With one arm.
Yeah, with
It was
one arm.
incredible.
And he did it.
You weren't about to say like, oh, you probably shouldn't do that. No, you're pushing
And
through it.
I know Bill knows all my stories, but we have just been so blessed, and I just want people to realize that anybody can do this. I tell people all the time, you can make a difference in anybody's lives just because I deal with cancer, but did you open the door for someone? Did you smile? Did you say something nice?
There you go.
You don't have to be on stage like Bill and I. You can make that difference, in a moment.
Here's the thing. She never hit the stage, but maybe once or twice in all the galas we did together. But Jana, bro, we go back to that diagnosis of your wife. And she
Jana.
fought. She was such a warrior. The Lord, brought her home, healed her. But while she's fighting her cancer is when she said, "I'm going to love these kids and I'm going to help them and their families." That's incredible.
Jana was an unbelievable woman. She could never, in the 27 years I was married, in the 27 years I was married, did she ever complain about her cancer? Never. I mean, she never. And she was always doing something for someone else to the day she passed away. And that is the strength of Hope Hits Harder, is Jana's legacy. I'm a salesman. I mean, everybody knows me. They know T-Bone. I can talk fast and get you money. But it was Jana and her. Everybody that is a volunteer has been volunteers for 20-something years. Same crew. Now, we're all getting a little older.
Yeah.
But
it's the same people.
it's the same people.
It's a family.
And everybody knows exactly what to do. We'll bring in 750 people. And Jana ran it so well. And then, of course, she passed. And my daughter, Jack, spitting image of her mama.
She's just like her, man.
Just like her mom. She'll tell me, "Dad, look at me, focus, put the phone down. If you tell me you're going to do something, you're going to do it, right?" "Yes." "Dad, quit
look
looking
at
at the
me.
phone."
Look at me
Yeah,
and say
look
it.
at me. I mean,
She does, bro.
nothing's
great.
changed. I get in trouble. I see her back there when we're on stage, and she comes marching up, and I'm going, "Oh boy, I'm in trouble now." And Bill will try to sidestep him, but it happens.
So when did T-Doff turn into Hope Hits Harder?
10 years ago,
Right.
And what was the inspiration behind?
I think because we were more than just a golf tournament.
Right.
It was about me. You know, T-Bone, teed off, had cancer, and they had a picture of me.
The picture with
had
the
a picture
bicep.
with the
Oh, yeah,
muscle
that's your
and,
logo.
and all of that. And we had a marketing company come in, and Jana wanted to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for?
I think put a smile on it.
Yeah.
You know, because teed off at cancer, and you had the skull, and you
So
had
it
the
was
golf
your
clubs.
wife who wanted the.
Oh, yeah. And when Jana wanted, the board didn't have a choice. I mean, pretty much. She just said this. And I'm like, I guess T-Bone and the muscles are gone.
Yeah.
She goes, yep, they are gone.
You can still find some gear. I heard. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
the gear is.
I still have gear.
Hey, I love my
Some of my
gear. I still
favorite-
got my
It's
cancer
kind of that like
socks and all of
priceless
that.
vintage. You know, you get the T-bone muscles out there.
Oh, it's great
yeah.
about the golf tournament is that you will see shirts that we had done 20 years ago, and people will wear them. And I'll go, "Hey, Joe, it doesn't fit your belly anymore." And you go, "Oh, T-Bone, it still fits."
It's
real
like
good."
1980s MTV.
Yeah,
gear
yeah,
is what it
it's
is, you know,
fine.
yeah.
I told my wife not to put it in hot water, stuff like that.
But I love Hope Hits Harder because now when we do the gala,
Yeah.
the whole crowd knows. I say cancer hits hard, and the whole room, hope hits harder.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's true that we hold, because for me, the acronym is also holding on to promises everlasting. We know about a safe landing that's coming.
Amen.
And that these are sufferings and these are trials.
Yeah.
But we endure because of the hope set before us.
What a strong word. What a hope is such a strong, strong word. And it just brings so much to it. So it was a good choice. I love it.
Is it
And
tougher to be with the parents or the children?
parents? I'm T-Bone with the kids. I'm jacking with the kids. Nobody gets mercy. I don't care. I bust them hard. And but the hard part is the pain that the parents are suffering. God gave me a strength to go into a room and be T-Bone and uplift. But then, of course, we all have that pain when we leave. But, I have been in a room where a little girl she was incubated, and they were having to turn her off the machine. And I remembered Mama in Spanish telling her to wake up. You need to wake up, or they're going to turn the machine off. And I'm hugging them. I don't speak negative Spanish, but you're right there with them. And I became good friends with the family. And he's one of them. He spoke. It was Jaime Sanchez.
Yeah.
He was in a video, and we talked about it. But I still know all my kids. They still reach out to me. That's good. I mean, that's the best part is seeing the growth in these kids. And it's funny is that majority of these children that I deal with, when they get older, they are servants. They want to be a nurse, a child life specialist, a doctor. They want to do something to help others.
They want to start foundations.
Yeah,
You know?
foundation.
Right.
Let's start foundation. All right, let's start a foundation.
I love it.
So it's been a wonderful experience. I mean, if God gave me something, I was worthless growing up. It was all about me. I was an idiot.
It changes your perspective too, and especially like for the kids when you talk about them wanting to go into service too. Like it lights a fire in you in a way. I feel like it does.
I just want to make a difference. I just, do something. So when, if I get a little down, I go to the hospital. I was at the hospital today. We loaded up stuffed animals and took them up there, and then what's great about the stuffed animals is that we hand them out all year. So if you get a poked or whatever, hey, here's a stuffed animal. So just because Christmas is here doesn't mean they don't use those toys all the way through the whole year.
Whole year.
Yeah.
And is Hope Hits Harder? Is it predominantly you working with children who are diagnosed with cancer and
That's it.
treatment
Yeah.
children?
Yeah. And we take care of the 3 hospitals here, as well as Ronald McDonald. We also support some other nonprofits that are smaller. We don't have a staff. I have one employee. That's my daughter. She gets paid. That's it. And she doesn't get paid a lot. But because we don't have a staff, I don't get involved per se with the families and their financials. But what we can do is we can offset that by another nonprofit that would say, hey, I know a family that needs a refrigerator, a dining table, a bed. Yes, go get it. Just go do it. We need supplies. Go get it. And I will pay for it.
He gets so much love. I mean, in the Friday night and Saturday, it's a Friday night gala. It's a Saturday golf tournament every year for Hope Hits Harder. And he'll do 7 figures in one night. And the love that pours in is because of the way this is happening.
Yeah.
Because you don't have this big staff collecting 6 figures a year.
Yeah.
Every dollar people are giving is going to these Hope bags and going to Ronald McDonald House and going to putting up TVs and you did a whole experience for kids in these hospitals.
7 figures that started with $200.
That's
a
it.
couple buddies.
That's it.
Right.
And we've got another project we're working on. I won't mention the hospital yet because we're still working on it. But I'm putting in a beauty and hair salon for the cancer kids.
Yeah,
so awesome.
So they get wigs, they get free wigs, and then they go in, and then the moms can get their hair cut as well. So that's my next project, and we are finishing up in February. We will have a palliative care room at Krista's, faith-based. We found out a lot of these kids, not a lot, but some of these families are wanting to take the child home. We don't want them passing in a hospital room. We want comfort. We want hospice. We want to take care of them. We don't want them going in the ambulance to Del Rio. Let's build something in the hospital that is comfortable, sleeps 5 or 6 people, so the family can be there, and of course faith-based. So that will be launched in February. It will be completed, and
that's awesome.
A friend of mine just passed away, and he was a big donor. I went to college with him and just had his beer wake at Riley's Tavern.
Nice.
And I told his wife that we're going to honor his memory. We're going to put the plaque in his name at the hospital.
Wow. I mean,
that's great.
it's just so heartbreaking to hear about even putting that together, right? A room where it's devastating, right? But for the family and in the moment, I mean, that's something that is, makes such a difference.
It gives the care to the proper care to the child, the family, the mom and dad, the professional care that is needed. And it's a big deal. So I'm always looking for something,
Right.
Yeah, we're doing it. I mean, can't do it without my man, Billy T.
Come on, bro. And that's how the relationship started with you as the auctioneer and me as the MC. So in our last couple of minutes here, bro, I want you to auction off this painting.
Let's do it.
To a pretend crowd out there.
Pretend crowd.
Well, I guess, because we're not going to really auction it, but turn that around. And here's, go ahead. There's your boy, Billy T and Nate Ryan here. We had one of our, Scott Wilson, local artist, was on the pod and did this piece. Our first item up for bid tonight is this beautiful hand painting of Bill Taylor and Nate Ryan from the rodeo.
To
here
scale.
in San Antonio.
To scale.
To scale.
If it were me, if the funds were going to me, just pay my bar tab and I'll give it to you. But
I'll tell you this. There's a lot of items that I sell. They have values. I really having a hard time deciding. This is a priceless. You don't see this very often.
No, you don't.
No.
And I would think that anybody would love to have this in their house, over the toilet, or in the living room, or wherever. All right, hey, y'all ready?
Let's see.
Let me tell you, go ahead and get it at 5,000. Hey, about 5.5, 7 and a half. Hit about 9.99. I got a 10, 11, 12. Hit about 15. Come on now, 15. Hey, got it right here. What are you gonna do when I come for you? 17,000. 17's what I'm looking for. Final call. Finally sold right there. $17,000 for a priceless piece of art.
That feels good.
Frame not included.
Chase him down and get the money now.
The hardest part when I've just jokingly done it for, different events, it's hard to keep up with the numbers.
Well, that's
I had 3,200 over here. Wait, no, I had 36 over here.
No,
Wait,
you've got the one event I was at. You have a team of.
I have
people,
professional.
yeah.
I have professional auctioneers, ringers. I have to use them because I've done so many events where, I know all about it. I do it. I'm like, who had my count over here? And they go, I don't know. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Who had 16? Who had 15? And they go, okay, 15. Now, let's start again. And we'll be doing that. And but my guys that I've worked with, they are solid. They're on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm with them at other events, and then they're good.
And they know you.
Oh, they know my call.
And you said you do strictly charity events. Have you ever once maybe done something like a stockyard or something with like hogs or something?
I did the Bear County. It's pretty funny. This was years ago. I was invited to come up as a guest auctioneer, and we're selling pigs, cows, all that.
Right.
And I never got called. So Spurs were playing next door, and we went and started drinking beer.
Oh man!
Came back and they go, T-Bone, you're up. And I'm like, and I don't know what I did, but I knocked it out of the park. Those guys said, you are funny, man.
Yeah.
You are funny.
And people are throwing cash around for some of the.
Yeah.
It's big leagues.
And then I had had a couple of cancer families. What I would do is I would go in and find what families have been dealt a blow with pediatric oncology, and then I would go talk to their what do you call them? Their instructor or their teacher, FFA or whatever it is, and then I would, if I buy it, I buy it. It's all going back to them.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll even I'll do some bidding too. Yeah. So
and T-Bone, before we wrap up, how can someone who's listening, how can they get involved with Hope Hits Harder?
www.hopehitsharder.com.
Hopehitsharder.com, because a family could be out there, unaware of the assistance you give them. That you're not going through this alone. We won't let you do it.
And also, our social workers and caseworkers at the hospitals know what we do, and if there is something that we can help them with, they will. If not, they'll not push them, but they'll show them another direction with maybe another nonprofit that works specifically on certain areas like that. Our goal is right now is that I've got a garage full of toys from my toy drive last night, and Saturday I've got 1,000 along with Camp Discovery. We're going to the zoo. We're feeding 1,000 people, and we're handing out toys. And then the next event is in March, and that is at SeaWorld, and we'll also have 1,000 people, and we call that the Jana Banana Day in honor of my wife. And then after that, we'll do some little things, and then the big deal will be back in October at the Hyatt Hill Country Resort.
It's just so awesome. I'm just so blessed.
I'm blessed that so many people believe in what we do, and when you can sell 4 George Strait tickets for $32,000, you've done pretty good job. So.
Truth.
But like Bill said, people know where the money goes. I mean, we've committed, we just committed to a new fellowship, an endowment for a fellowship doctor at Christus that from now on, when they come in and they're trained, they're able to stay here in the city. And we're doing that in honor of Jana. And so it's a big deal. For the next 10 years, we will be committing that money to support the new doctor.
That's what I love about you, bro. There's always a next. There's always the puck keeps moving, and so
we just continue growing with one staff, with staff of one with our and people like Bill Taylor, who gives his heart and soul to the city itself. The guy is just phenomenal.
That's good.
And him and I are on the same page on everything.
Absolutely.
So
I can just see it, man. Like if I'm a kid, your infectious energy and your quick wit, man. I can just see how, interacting with if I was a kid, interacting with you, it would put a smile on my face, man. You've done it in the 30 minutes we've been.
Bill and I ought to go to the hospital. So they'll be going. How you feel now, kid?
Yeah.
Right, back and forth. Tommy
I
T-Bone
love
Bounce,
you,
love
buddy.
you, my
Thank you,
man.
sir.
Love you, my man.
Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
swinging by.
Thanks for letting me come by. Do we get anything cold drink, like cold beer or
Yeah, we can get
pizza
some
or
for
anything
you.
like
Maybe a
that?
pizza.
Yeah, I think we got a pizza oven back. The pizza Tortino's. Ma, the meatloaf. We want the meatloaf. We want it now. Meatloaf.
I don't even know what she's doing back there.
I don't even know what she's doing. Yeah, I think I got some Captain Crunch in my.
No, I got to go. We're going over to at 6. I'm meeting Norm.
Oh yeah, over at
Ronald McDonald House.
Ronald McDonald?
They're having
Okay.
their Christmas, and I told Mags, I said, since I'm on this side of town,
beautiful.
I'm just gonna
All right,
probably go to
Thanks,
Torchy's
my
and
man.
get a beer and
Probably,
get a
probably
taco.
do
or
that
something.
over the Captain
Thank you.
Crunch. Yeah.
T-Bone Bounce. Hope hits harder. Thank you, brother.
It was good.